Welcome to the quick and dirty tips to slim down and shape up. My name is Brock Armstrong and I'm the Get Fit guy. A little while ago, Liz wrote to me and said, "Hi, I'm a new listener, slowly working through the backlog of episodes. Has there ever been an episode that highlighted foam rolling? I'm new to that also and pretty sure I'm making mistakes." Help? Well, great question, Liz. But before we get rolling, there are a few things that I should probably explain. Each of us humans is made up of about 70 trillion cells, including neurons, muscle cells, and epithelia, which generally all work in relative harmony. Fascia is the biological fabric that literally holds us together in our human meat sack form. Fascia itself has been described as a 3D spiderweb of fibrous, wet, and sticky proteins that bind us together and help us maintain our proper alignment. When your body's fascia is working properly, it is elastic and stretches and moves in all directions with the rest of your body. But often because of hard workouts, or maybe bad posture, or some strange movement patterns, or even emotional and physical stress, and other lifestyle factors, well, our fascia can become tight and stiff, which restricts our movement and can cause us pain. When people feel tightness or stiffness, they usually whip out their yoga mat and do their best to stretch it out. But conventional stretching, and even some hardcore yoga on its own, doesn't do much to release really tight fascia. What does work is direct pressure from a massage therapist, or a tool like a foam roller, or even a lacrosse ball. And I believe all of you Get Fit people already know how important it is to have muscles and fascia that are supple and elastic in order to perform your best at your chosen activities in this Get Fit life. Going to a massage therapist and having them go to town on your abused muscles is technically a passive application of pressure. And according to biomechanist Katie Bowman, and I quote, "Whether a therapist is applying pressure, think pushing down onto your body, or creating a shearing motion, which is not pushing as deeply but just enough to create traction followed by a sliding action, the result is a tensile load to the tissue below the skin." Now, getting a massage is most people's favorite passive therapy. When you think of having a treat yourself day, I bet that day includes getting a luxurious massage. That is likely because getting a massage blends relaxation, and for me that usually means a nap, along with the magical hands of a good therapist. But sadly, the majority of registered massage therapists, or RMTs, well, they have bills to pay and families to feed, so we can't always afford to splurge on their services. And that is where foam rolling comes in handy. So, what is a foam roller? Well, it's an exercise device that can be used for both self-massage and fitness. They usually are long and cylindrical, but they come in many shapes and sizes and lengths and textures and densities. And texture and density being the two major factors to keep in mind when you're purchasing a foam roller. And okay, if you haven't actually seen one before, I encourage you to stop listening right now and go do a Google image search. The rest of this will make a lot more sense once you know what we're looking at. Now, getting intimate with your foam roller is technically also a passive tensile treatment, which comes pretty darn close to recreating the effect of a real therapeutic massage. Now, something that is often missed by us tightly wound noobs is actually learning how to soften your body at will. The benefit of either a massage or a foam roll session is a combination of what the therapist or the foam roller is doing to you and how you react with the fingers or the roller. To get the most out of either, you need to practice relaxing your body, especially when the pressure feels like it's too much to take. Using some deep exhalations and even thinking or saying out loud the word relax on an exhale can really help. But we'll get to more tips like that later. Right now, you're probably wondering, is there more to getting a massage or rolling on a foam roller than just being relaxed into a puddle of fascia? Well, there sure is. Some research from 2012 suggests that just 10 minutes of deep tissue massage post-workout enhances the effectiveness of the mitochondria, which are those tiny cellular power plants, while also creating a natural pain-relieving effect and reducing inflammation. Now, sure, if you look at that study, you'll see that it was only done on a measly 11 men, but the scientists didn't just take these guys' words for it. They actually stuck big needles into their legs to biopsy their quadricep muscles to actually quantify these findings. And if you've ever had one, you will know that a muscle biopsy is nothing to sneeze at. Okay, but enough about massage. Rolling on a foam roller has been shown to have the same effect on adhesions and knots as a good massage. Locked up tissues can lead to imbalances throughout the body, and rolling can help bring fluid balance back into the muscles, which over time can increase mobility and flexibility. The idea is that by applying pressure to a specific point on your body, you are able to aid in the recovery of muscles and assist in returning them to normal function, which means your muscles go back to being elasticy and flexy and stretchy and healthy and ready to perform all those amazing feats you want them to at a moment's notice. And just like when you were a bendy child and didn't have the weight of the world on your tense and stiff shoulders. Now, if you've ever done this before, you're probably wondering why it hurts. Well, those areas of intense pain are called trigger points, and they can be thought of as specific knots that form in your muscles. Trigger points can be identified by the way they often refer pain, and pain referral can be described as the pain that we feel when pressure is applied to one area of the body, except that the pain is felt or radiated into another part of the body. An example that many of you may be familiar with is felt while foam rolling your iliotibial band, your IT band, as it very often causes pain to radiate up your hip or all the way down to your ankle. Some athletes that I work with over at skywalkerfitness.ca have actually mentioned getting referred pain in their groin while they're rolling out their foot on a tennis ball. Now that's weird. Okay, at this point, I think it's probably prudent of me to warn you. When you are rolling or you're working on your tight and sore muscles, you will experience discomfort. That discomfort can also become pain. This pain is often very similar to the pain that you get while you're stretching, especially first thing in the morning. It is uncomfortable, sometimes inching towards unbearable, but when you breathe through it and you don't chicken out, you will feel like $1,000,000. Well, okay, hopefully at least $100. But another quick warning before we get into the how of the foam rolling, it is recommended that you consult with your physician or your physical therapist if you do experience sharp pain. If you have lingering injuries or a specific movement limitation, you may also want to receive approval before starting, any self-myofascial release, not just foam rolling. Most people have no issues, but if you have a slipped disc, for example, you need to tread or roll lightly. So, how does it work? Well, by rolling the stiff foam tube over your body, it helps break up and relax tight muscles and adhesions that have been formed between muscle layers and their surroundings. Imagine it like you're tenderizing your own muscles. Yes, like a steak. It's kind of like that, but you don't get a delicious meal at the end. The deep compression of self-myofascial release allows normal blood flow to return, which facilitates the restoration of healthy tissue. The good news about your body is that it naturally wants to be healthy and strong. The bad news is that sometimes an extra boost is needed to achieve this. To foam roll properly, place the foam roller on the floor and then place your body on top of it. Then apply moderate pressure to a specific muscle or muscle group using the roller and your body weight. Roll slowly, no more than 1 inch or a couple centimeters per second. When you find areas that are tight or painful, pause for a few seconds to breathe and relax as much as you can. This will get easier with practice. While you breathe into it, you should start to slowly feel that dastardly tight muscle actually twitch and release. After 30 seconds, the discomfort or pain should lessen, but if it doesn't, it's wise to come at that spot from a different angle. Shift the roller and apply pressure to a surrounding area and work from many angles to loosen that entire area up. Remember, this is not a pain tolerance test, so if it hurts too much or the discomfort is lasting too long, move on and come back to that area later on, or perhaps even wait up to 48 hours. Okay, here are some quick tips for foam rolling. Now, it'd be pretty hard for me to explain to you verbally how to foam roll each part of your body, so I encourage you to spend some time on YouTube watching some videos. There's a fun and slightly noisy video from my friend Katie Bowman that I recommend you check out. James Dunn from Kinetic Revolution also has a good playlist of foam rolling videos, and I'll put links to both of those at getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and look for episode 354. But here are some tips to get you started. Number 1, roll each muscle group for 1 to 2 minutes. I usually do 10 rolls per body part, and going up and back down equals 1 roll. Number 2, roll slowly. This is not a race or a workout. Number 3, when you find a tight or painful or uncomfortable spot, hold that spot for 30 to 45 seconds. You should feel the tension release. Number 4, keep breathing. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Holding your breath won't allow the muscles to relax. Number 5, focus on relaxing the muscle as much as you can. If you are flexing or tensing the muscle group that you're trying to roll out, well, it's not going to work very well. Number 6, drink plenty of water for the next few hours because your body needs to flush out the lactic acid byproducts that are released by all this rolling. Number 7, the next day your muscles may feel a bit sore, but that is normal, especially when you first start rolling. And it does get better and easier quite quickly, so hang in there. Number 8, wait 24 to 48 hours before you foam roll again, especially if you are sore. Number 9, never roll on a joint or bone. And nothing bad will likely happen, but it won't feel very good and it won't give you any benefit. And number 10, like I said before, if an area is too painful to roll, shift the roller and apply pressure to the surrounding area. Now, again, depending on how tight and stiff you were, you may be sore the next day from your heroic rolling efforts. It should feel like your muscles have been worked out, but you shouldn't have excessive soreness. If you do, you either went too hard, too long, or too deep. So just back off the next time you roll. Just like a good workout, after you roll, you need to drink some water, get a good night's sleep, and eat some wholesome recovery food. All right, so what are the benefits that we're going after? Well, rolling returns range of motion. The lifestyle of us fit people can often cause our fascia to tighten and cause the trigger points or knots that we talked about earlier, which can restrict mobility and even performance. Foam rolling has been shown to relieve those knots and return muscles back to their normal range of motion. Rolling can also help with recovery. Hard workouts, overuse, injury, and even being sedentary can cause your fascia to tighten and become inflamed and irritated. Foam rolling helps break up those knots, which can actually help increase circulation to those muscles and to the connective tissues. With better circulation and more oxygen, your muscles can recover faster and you'll experience less muscle soreness. Rolling is also relaxing. The same way that massage relaxes us, foam rolling also applies direct pressure to tight muscles and knots. Rolling over your muscles and trigger points creates a similar and less expensive effect than an RMT uses when they're digging their bony and surprisingly strong fingers into your tight muscles. Rolling also returns natural muscle length. Foam rolling can allow you to stretch your muscles more efficiently, as well as breaking down scar tissue that prevents you from stretching your deepest stretch. It also allows muscles to return to their natural length, which leads to proper muscle function. And finally, rolling corrects muscle imbalances and reduces risk of injury. Muscle imbalances often improve from relaxing overactive, tight muscles and allowing for proper, balanced movement to strengthen the weak and underactive muscles. And as an added bonus, when your muscles are functioning properly, there is less risk of injury. So, are you convinced? Well, a study published in the Medicine and Science in Sport and Exercise investigated whether foam rolling could reduce soreness and boost recovery by looking at the impact of foam rolling protocols on soreness following a squat workout. Now, for this study, 20 men were split into two groups. Both groups underwent a pretty killer squat protocol with 10 sets of 10 back squats at 60% of 1 rep squat maximum. After the squats, both groups were evaluated on soreness level, quadricep and hamstring range of motion, performance on a vertical leap test, and measurements of muscle electrical activity. After the post-squat soreness and range of motion tests, half of the men foam rolled and the other half hit the showers. In the end, the foam rolling had 3 effects on the participants. Number 1, it significantly reduced muscle soreness. Number 2, it caused a significant increase in quadriceps range of motion. And number 3, it led to better performance in a vertical leap test. Another study in the International Journal of Sports Therapy suggests that, and I quote, foam rolling and roller massage may be effective interventions for enhancing joint range of motion and pre and post exercise muscle performance. So, there you have it. Foam rolling is more than just a stand-in for a trip to see your local sport RMT. It is itself a valuable and worthwhile activity. Fascia is always being generated throughout your body, and without proper maintenance, the fibers may not form in the ways that we want them to, which can lead to pain or movement limitations. Many of the stresses that we fit folks put on our bodies every single day, like running, lifting, cycling, carrying a heavy child, or, well, even just sitting at a computer, can affect how our old fascia functions as well as how our new fascia is developed. Foam rolling can help keep trigger points relaxed and scar tissue at bay in all of our muscle tissue and fascia, which in turn allows us to be flexible, active, mobile, and the strong humans that we strive to be. For more tips on foam rolling, or to see some photos of people foam rolling, or just to join in the conversation, head over to facebook.com/getfitguy or twitter.com/getfitguy, or head over to getfitguy.quickanddirtytips.com and look for this episode 354. Now, I'm Brock Armstrong, the Get Fit Guy, asking you, what are you waiting for? Go get fit.